let's shoot, yeah, so let's do 3 where you're like, no shit, I see my dot, I'm firing. Okay. Let's look at those times, and then let's go you pushing and getting like the least acceptable sight picture you could possibly go for.
Okay.
All right, stand by.
Yep.
Good. 5-6. 5-6, stand by. Good, 5-6. Holy shit, dude, consistency. I'm pushing it as hard as I can, and I might, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, stand by. 4-5, stand by. Good, 5-0, stand by. That was over the top, right? 0.5 though. One more, stand by. Good, 4-0, and I think you were in. That was hard to war low. 6-2. 5-9. Good. 6-2. Okay, now I'll switch to that like aggressive, kind of just throwing the shot, if I will. 3-7.
It's in though.
Yep. 3-8.
High head.
Yep.
Nice.
3-8. So
nice.
for me,
yeah,
that makes a huge difference of not chilling and waiting, because what ends up happening, it's like a mental. I don't know how to. So this is like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to people.
Yep.
But it's literally the difference of on the first one, my thought process is this. I need to see the dot where I'm looking. And so then the dot comes up and I go, oh, there it is. I need to fire. Then I fire. Versus, I am going to fire where I'm looking and the dot will be there.
Yep.
And that is the difference of like these micro things.
I try to get dudes to understand the importance of par times.
Yeah.
And so like, and I can't remember where this came from. I think it was like Rogers Hollow, right?
Yeah.
So like the gunfighter math type stuff, like reaction time, that's 0.25. Get on your gun, that's 0.25. Break retention, that's 0.25. Build your grip and start that meet and greet, that's another 0.25. Yeah. You're up to a second already.
Yeah, like there is a human limit.
Yeah. So, and he kind of generally came up with these times. But then, you know, present the gun, that's 0.25. Get on your sights, pull the shot, that's another 0.25. That's 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, and my times might be a little off as far as like
I get what you're saying.
applying to what, you know, exactly, like what task. But I try to tell dudes like, hey, that's like the absolute maximum time. That's your cutoff. Like you have to be able to physically and mentally do this faster than 1.5 seconds.
Period.
You have to.
Yeah.
Period.
And once you get good at it, that's not hard. Like I can, we were doing 1.17.
Yeah.
Like I've done on that target from the draw, I can do in like under 1.3. I can put 2 rounds center mass of that target consistently over and over again. So I just don't know like that. I can do that drill over and over and over again. The up to the headshot, I can do that over and over again. I think once you start working transitions, it's important for your eyes to like lead. But it is a different, we don't practice presenting like this as often. So this is common. I do this over and over and over and over and over again every time I shoot. Whereas like maybe I need to practice transitions more and coming into a target that way.
Growth mindset is, those are guys with a mentality that know in order to progress you have to make mistakes. And so fixed mindset is the inverse of that, where dudes are so scared to make mistakes they're unwilling to try new shit.
Similar to what I was talking about, where like don't always I tell people track your misses. Like does it suck that I hit 2 no shoots there? Sure. But I'm playing with something to see where my limits are.
Yeah, so do you know who Mason Lane is? Yeah, so Mason Lane, he's got this drill on YouTube. It's called Finding 100. Okay. And it's sort of similar to this, where like you push the limits. So you shoot a few that are like kind of slow, and you're like, okay, I can do this consistently, like 9 out of 10 times and get good hits. Then you start pushing it. You're like, okay, now that's like 90%. 100% is like that, and you start screwing up.
And if you hit it, it's a home run. And other than that, you probably messed something up.
But can you do it consistently? If the answer is no, that's probably like your 100%. Your like match speed, or what you should normally do shit at, is probably that 80-ish percent.
Yeah. So I always call that like again, shooting is like explained in many different ways, but it means the same thing. So mine is always pushing standards versus maintenance. Okay. So maintenance for me, I now know I can do that in under like 0.5. But here, like my pushing standard is me coming up and trying to do it in like 0.25 of a second, right? As fast as humanly possible. Then you're not going to know where the wheels fall off, so you're not going to have a limit set for yourself to go, ooh, I can't go that fast.
What's kind of interesting about that is like, so I started shooting PCC a couple years back, and that was while I was still at regiment, because I wanted to get the carbine handling skills, up to where I thought they should be. And I started shooting unbelievably fast, and it felt like almost out of control, like borderline dangerous. It was like kind of sketchy, and I was like, what? But what the thing was, the only reason I felt that way was because it was uncomfortable, not because it actually was.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening was I was shooting at this level, and like my mind and my visual processing just had to catch up. That's it. And this is from Travis Tomasi. He like taught me this one. So there's a term for it, velocitization.
Velocitization.
Yeah. So and it's an actual term. Dude.
Oh, okay.
It sounds fake, but. So the analogy is you're on the interstate and you're doing 95 miles an hour for an extended period of time. That is the new normal, and it feels normal. You get off the interstate at an off-ramp and you're behind somebody doing 40.
You're like,
Yeah, and it feels slow. And it's the same thing with shooting. Your visual processing just has to catch up.
See, nobody articulates that, because you hear these like fucking fast dudes like yourself who are like, that when you're going, you're not, in your head now, it does not feel fast.
No.
But like at a point, if you would have taken you from 5 years ago and moved you at the pace you're moving now, you would be like, And same with me. Like, you don't feel that progress slowly. Like, once I made Master, I was like, I've just gotten faster, but it doesn't feel faster than when I was shooting before. I'm just doing things sooner. So that's cool. That's an actual term that, like, you feel relative to the velocity that you're used to going.
I think too, what people end up realizing is that they can actually shoot that pace and still see everything.
Yep.
And it's like they hit this huge plateau, and it just like breaks all these barriers, and they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I can shoot this fast, and like it's not dangerous. I can see everything I'm doing.
Yep.
You know, I even saw like me jerk the trigger, and I threw a Charlie.
Or I can feel that I pulled off, like I'm ripping 3 splits, and I'm going ta 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 ta, and I'm going that middle target. I felt my grip pull off before I'd actually shot the round.
Yeah, and so that's like a timing thing. Like, if you just haven't been on the gun for a while, sometimes your timing's a little off, and it takes a little bit to like readjust. But yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, is there anything else you want to shoot and try?